We are live, we are live, we are live. What's up, family? Tuesdays with Tamoa. So we're just gonna get into it. So I just really wanna come on here to share my feelings and where I am right now. It's the end of the year. We got what? Today is the 17th. So we literally have less than 2 weeks before January 1st. And this year has gone by so fast. It's I think it's that I've gotten more present to time than time is really slipping away. It's just because I've gotten more present and intentional with the things that I want to do, then it always feels like the time is moving really, really fast. I am feeling tired. I am feeling drained. I'm feeling hopeful. I am feeling inspired. I am feeling excited. I have an abundance of feelings right now that I didn't realize I would have. I honestly thought where I currently am in the year, right? When I think about the things that I outlined for the year, that I would be further. But I do know that I love with a lot of intention and that I have healed through a lot of things this year. Things that I didn't even really think I was totally capable of releasing and letting go. But the fact of the matter is, all of the plans and goals that I had that maybe were connected with financial abundance, while those may have not completely came into fruition in terms of right now, because they're still working, they're still manifesting, they're still coming, the inside of me was way more important, because even to get the financial abundance, I have to be aware of what's going on internally in me. And one of the biggest things that I did was understand the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness for myself, forgiveness of others, forgiveness of the things that have happened to me. The mindset shift around that has been so powerful and transformative, because yes, I'm a mental health clinician. Yes, I've heard, seen, even experienced myself so much trauma that I have had to look at trauma through a different lens, especially when it comes to forgiveness and healing. Because the fact of the matter is, if we don't start forgiving ourselves and the other people that may have harmed us or wronged us or whatever the case is, we're just going to hold on to things that are going to stop our growth, and we're going to be capped. We're going to be capped with the things that we want, the things that we want to manifest. We're going to be capped with the amount of money we want. We're going to be capped with, if you're an entrepreneur and you need to go further in your company, if you have a 9 to 5 and you want to go into another position, we will be capped at those things unless we start healing ourselves and looking at the things that have happened to us in a different way. So looking at it as empowering us and not blocking us. Looking at every time you have a negative thought and you say, oh, I can't do this because this trauma happened to me. Oh, I'm reacting to this because this happened to me in the past. Oh. Instead of saying, this did happen to me, it was immensely painful. Yes, I have experienced all kinds of things because of the trauma. But at the end of the day, it has led for me to become the person I am. And I'm using that as my power to elevate into the next level. And sometimes it's very difficult to see it that way. I get it. Because the hurt, the pain, the thing that somebody else did to you, all of those things are wrapped up in one. And you carry that as your story. But what if we can change the story, like today, like right now? What if you can change the story and say, you know what? All of the things that happened to me, all of the things that are happening to me are based on who I am, but more importantly, are based on who I have become and who I will become. You have to be able to forgive yourself for the things that happen and the people that may have caused you the harm. It's not about giving anybody a pass, because the fact of the matter is, you holding on to all the ill will, to all the pain, to all the hurt, to all of those things doesn't lead you anywhere any faster. And the fact of the matter, the person doesn't even know that you're holding on to all of that. It completely caps you from experiencing things in your life. Because before you can even really experience the pleasure of things that you may want, there's always going to be a reserve, like a reserve card, like an unconscious reserve, because you cannot be who you fully need to be and be present in the experience because you're holding on to the past. I think that it's December 17th, and I think that it is time to let go and release. Release it. Release it. It is not serving you. And so when I say you don't have to lie to kick it, I'm talking about you don't have to lie to yourself. You can be real with yourself. You can help yourself understand that all the things that have happened to you are really a source for you to create and use your power out of it. Because guaranteed, if it's happened to you, then it's happened to someone else, and their pain and their awareness of what has happened, or them feeling stuck or alone or hurt or fearful or anxious, depressed, all of those things. They need to hear you. They need to understand you. So why not really, really turn your pain into purpose? We walk around in such a state of victimizing mode. And even when we're angry or upset or disappointed in someone that has hurt or wronged us, we take on the pain and then we carry it on ourselves, and we take the shame and we take the blame and we take all of the things on and then tell ourselves that we even deserve it. That we can't have both ends. 2025 does not need to look like 2024. 2025 needs to look like your new level, your new way of thinking, your new way of doing all of the things, of becoming a different person. We all make these resolutions, right? You make these resolutions on January 1st, and then by the end of the year, unless you wrote them down and you look at them, you probably forget them because you didn't act on the things you wanted to. But when you write them down, you see them, and then nothing checked off that list. Because we're setting ourselves up for something that's not real. When you have a list of everything that you think that you're going to accomplish in 1 year and tell yourself you're going to do all the things, be realistic with yourself. If you want to become a better person for yourself, if you want to level up, if you want to go to the next level, if you want to do all these things that you want to do, it can be the simplest of things. It can be, working out, eating right, having better relationships, all of those things. It is a constant practice. It is not just in January, I'm going to do all those things. Because the fact of the matter, usually people just fall off because they don't want to do the work because it's too hard. Give yourself one goal that you know can stabilize you and impact you in the biggest way when you start 2025. You can start it right now. You don't have to wait till January. But just remember that nothing is it's not just gonna come to you. It will start materializing as you do the work. So don't give up on yourself, right? Don't give up, but you have to forgive yourself. Everything that we do is a reflection of what is going on the outside of us, whether that is your environment, whether that is your relationships, whether that is your own behavior and how you maneuver with other people. It's all the same thing. How much longer are you going to sit and suffer in the victimization, in the lack of forgiveness, and the blame, and the shame, and the hurt, and the this, and the that, and I'm not discounting it. I'm not discounting that you went through all these things. I'm not discounting it at all. But if you could just look at it differently. if you could look at it as the thing that helped shaped you, as the thing that helped mold you, as the thing that helped you become a stronger individual. Also look at how it maybe shaped you into having certain behaviors that you don't think are healthy. And that's okay. Let it go. Change it. Become a different person for yourself. When you change your relationship with yourself, you change the relationship you have with other people, because people start seeing you differently because your behavior is different. I believe that people have a hard time working on themselves because they don't see themselves as that person. I know that was me for a long time. And I'm really I'm still evolving. Like, it's so exciting. I'm still evolving and growing. But one thing that I have consciously made a decision to stop doing is shaming myself for the shame. Like, having the negative thoughts about myself, taking those negative thoughts about myself and then asking myself, why are you having the negative thoughts? And then shaming myself for having the negative thoughts, and then blaming myself because I'm not able to switch to the positive thoughts. Like, no, we are all humans. This is a human experience. Things are supposed to happen to us. It happens. It is okay. We just don't walk around and life is just perfect. That is just not it. We are here to have an experience. But it is about how you handle the experience. It's about how long you let all the pain, all the hurt, all the suffering, the trauma, all those things, how long do you let it eat you up inside? I have talked to so many people, and they'll say to me, I am so tired of feeling like this. And if you're so tired of feeling like it, then you have to change it. And yes, it definitely is easier said than done, but it can be done. But you have to put in the work. And part of that is really seeing yourself through a different lens, through a different mindset, through a different version of yourself. Ask the people in your life how they see you. Ask them a specific question about the things you're good at, the things that they find value in you. Ask them. Send them a text. Because you'll be surprised at the value that you bring other people that you don't see inside of yourself. Just do it. You're valuable. You're valuable. But you have to let go. You have to release and let go of all of the negative things that have happened, of all the negative thought patterns that just repeat in your head over and over and over and over and over again. Write out the things that, quote unquote, trigger you when you get into those thought patterns, that mindset cycle. I call it the sick cycle, right? Where it's just a constant mindset of where it feels sick, like you can't get off, you can't get well. There's not enough Tylenol that you can take to get your mindset right because you're on that sick cycle. There is nothing outside of you that is going to heal you. It has to come from the inside of you. There's nothing that's going to medicate you enough. It's not going to subdue you enough, because once the medication is gone, guess what? It's going to come right back up. So instead of regurgitating, right, throwing up the same thing over and over again, heal yourself. It is possible. Yes, therapy. In therapy, you will find that you are a powerful person, that you can have coping skills, that you can learn all of these fabulous things about yourself, but it means nothing if you don't utilize the things that you learn in therapy about yourself. I see people have years of therapy and they're still stuck in the same place. And it's only because they haven't really taken the time to really utilize the things that they've learned about themselves, the great things about themselves. Stop lying to yourself and be honest with yourself. You are capable of doing all of the things that you want to do. I know that right now is a tough time for a lot of people. The end of the year, the weather shift. It is It is not debatable that when it gets cold, that people go into depression. Like that, this is a chemical, it's a chemical thing. We have lack of sunlight and all of these things, the cold weather, all of these, it is very, very real. But I also want to let you know that you don't have to stay in that mindset. You don't have to stay in those feelings. We're so used to telling ourselves the things that we're not good at or the things that we can't do or the just all of that negative feedback, that loop, that cycle over and over and over and over and over again. I think today, you know, several people I talked to today, everything was just, it was just negative. It was just negative, and it was a lot of it was just negative about themselves. And I'm just like, why are we making a choice? Why are we making a choice to beat ourselves up? Whether it's the things that you heard as a child and you constantly heard that same theme and those same things said about you, and it became your belief system. Well, you are an adult and you have the power and you have the control to think something different about yourself. You're not stuck, you're not trapped. You have the decision to create the life that you want. You can create all of those things, all of that value inside of yourself. Like, I'm so serious. I think that people overlook or just think that when they hear people talk like this, like it's some ethereal thing or it's just something out there for other people. You can manifest who you want to be. You manifest it every day with the language, with the negative language, and the things keep happening to you, and the relationships are bad, and you don't know what to do. All of these things. But so why can't you manifest the happiness? Why can't you build better relationships? Why can't you feel better about yourself? Why can't you create a life that you truly want? The stuff is going to happen in life. That is a part of the test. Like I said, we are humans. Those things are going to happen. But when do we start to shift our mindset to really become happy? To really want to see a different version of ourselves, to experience that? Because that experience, like I said, is going to lend to what you reflect and the experiences that you start having with other people in your environment. You have to make conscious decision and choice to do it, though. And you have to put in the work. I was just reading some of the comments here. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you checking out my content. But this life that we have, it is definitely more than about money, right? That's what I talk about, financial therapy to prosperity, but I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your wellness, your prosperity, because you can't have one without the other. You're not gonna build all of these things that you want to build without working on the inside of you. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna be capped. You're gonna be capped with the things that you want until you learn how to forgive yourself and stop victimizing yourself. Stop victimizing the victim that's already there. Stop shaming the victim that's already there, and really heal from the things. Really forgive people. Really forgive them. It doesn't mean that you liked what they did or that what they did is overlooked, but stop carrying all the crap. Just stop carrying it. It will make you feel more free. It will take the load off so that you can move faster in life. I wish I had known this a long time ago, right? But in the same breath, I'm glad that I'm growing into this person and that I'm receiving these messages now and that I'm truly understanding these messages now, because now is the time for me to do it. Because this is my experience as a human, and it's okay that I didn't have this 10, 20 years ago. Because I'm supposed to get it right now, right at this time, right in this present moment. I don't know about you, but I know that I'm supposed to make impact in this world. And I don't care if it's 2 people or 200,000 people. We all have a purpose to be creators, but we have to start creating for ourselves the life that we want. Understanding who we are as people inside. It doesn't take everything away, but it's a step in the right direction to get you further. So start with one goal that is the center of your goal that you know everything can lead to for 2025. And be real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. And love who you are. Love that person. All of the things that people tell you that you are, the value that you bring them, the understanding that you have, the love that you give, the compassion that you have, the help that you do, all of the things that people say to you, like, don't skip over it, because that means that you have something that they love about you. Don't skip over it. It's so important. Do not bring 2024 into 2025. You did all that you could do this year. Don't drag it in there. Don't drag that baggage in there. Start new, start fresh. I want to send everybody so much love and light. Remember, you are your greatest value. You are your greatest asset. See you next week. Take care.